Last week we learned about the Django template and it was the basic template. So today we are going to learn more about the template which is good for creating a website. So we are going to learn about the template filters. So maybe I'll just explain a little bit about the filtering. And the important part in this section is about the template inheritance. So we are going to apply some the object oriented, how the include and exclude can be applied to web. And then we are going to look at some examples how we can leverage the web framework. First is about the template filter, how we can use the filtering. We call it filters because we want to do something. We want to alter the value. So using the template filters, it is a simple way of altering the value of variables before their display. So for example, I want to print the name, but I do not want to print the name as it is. So I want to make it as a lowercase, or I want to make it as an uppercase. So this will display the value of the name variable after being filtered with the lower filter. And then the text will be in the lowercase. So the comment filters, we will need the vertical line. So if we know that this is the variable name taken from the backend, after the vertical line, it is the filter. So filter can be chain. Chain means we can have one filter and then followed by another filter and followed by another filter and so on. That is, the output of one filter is applied to the next. It means if I have a variable my text, so I will apply the first filter, and then after we apply the first filter, we will apply the second filter, which is line break, and then we will apply the next filter and so on. So here is a common idiom for escaping the text context, the text contents, and then converting line breaks to P. So let's say escape means we want to escape from this text, and then we will do the line break. So we can use this template filter in Django instead of using the BR in the HTML. Or we can also do the filtering for date. If you have a date, you know the date in Korea will be different with the date format in US. The date in US will be different with the date in India, in China, and so on. So we can have a kind of format, or we have the filter. Let's say I want to write the date with this format. So this is also one of the filter. So there are so many filtering format. I cannot deal one by one. I just give the table so you can take a look, and if you need this one, you can apply those filters. For example, if you make D, this is for the format string, okay, for date. So if you apply D, it means you will print 01 until 31 for date. If you put big D, then you will print the day of the week. For example, Friday means Friday. If you put the format character is F, then you will print the time. So the time can be like 1 or 1:30. Or if you have the F big F, then it is related to month. So this is the table related to the format character if you want to specify like this kind of date. So let's say this one F, J, and Y. So what is it? F is month. Okay. J, this is day from 1 until 31. So this is different with this day. This is from 01 until 31. Okay. And then Y. Y is, where is Y? Oh, okay. There is no Y here. So, oh, okay. I put the next space. So Y is year with 4 digits. If we use the small y, then it is year with 2 digits. Then the format of the date will be month, day, comma, year. So let's try. So I will continue from the last part. So I hope you still have the code. Okay, I hope that you still have the code from the previous one. I will continue it. Let's put the new function in the views.py. In this case, I will just copy and paste, and then I will make a new function. Okay, so this is a filter function, and then I have the weekday, and then this is Monday, Tuesday, and so on. And let's say I'm going to, so I already have that function. I need to create a path. Okay. So let's put this path into the URLs. So I think by now you know that we need to do 3 things. Okay. The first is to create the views. It is to manage the backend, and the second is to give the path so you can just show into the web. And then the last one, you need to make the HTML. So I'm making an HTML here, and HTML file will be hello underbar filter. Okay, if everything is fine, then let's look at the result. So I need to put the link to the post, and then the filters is number 5. So I need to put 5. Now let's look at the filter one by one. So in this first, we are going to check the filter example and name. What is name? If you still remember, we are going to get the variable name from the backend. So name from the backend is name from the backend, we can go to the function which has the name of the key. So here is half unit. We know the half is in the capital. We are going to make it as a lower. We are going to make it as lower, means everything will be in the lowercase. Then half unit, now it is in the lowercase. Next, I'm having a for loop, and for every I in the weekday, what is weekday? So if you look at the code, the weekday is the elements of the day from Monday to Sunday. Then I'm going to make it first. What is first? Can you guess? It is the first character. And then after I take the first character, I would like to make it as an uppercase. So you will see the result is MTWTFSS. It is only the first letter. And then I would like to print weekday first and upper. What happened? Weekday. A weekday is a list. And then what is the first? We know that if it is a list, so it is a collection of elements. Then the first will be the first element of the list. Okay, so you can see this one. It is different with this one. Even though the filter is the same, but because of the data structure is different, then the result is different. So the first result shows that for every of this day, it will be only the first, and then we make the uppercase. But when I just get the weekday, which is the list, so I will get the first data or the data in the index 0 and make it as an uppercase. That's why the result is Monday. So if we look at the data on the weekday, so the data on the weekday is list. Okay, so like this one. So the first data is Monday. And then the last one is about the date. So it is now. Where is now? Okay, so because last time I created the date time, so you can check the now. Now is the date, and then we want to get this JSFYHI. So it is a format, and you can take a look on the you can take a look on this format. Okay. So J is the day of the month, and then big S means the English suffix. So for example, 28. So this is the suffix. TH is the suffix, and then it follows with the month, year, and then hour, and I is the second. Okay, so that's the meaning by the filter. Okay, next we are going to learn about the inheritance. Inheritance. So this is the most powerful and thus the most complex part of Django template engine. So the template inheritance allow you to build a base skeleton template that contains all the common elements for your site. And it will define blocks that child templates can override. So what does it mean by this one? So we will learn two things in this template inheritance. For the basic of template inheritance, we will learn only include and extend. So actually there are some more, but let's just focus on these two. Include. It means we are going to load a template and render it with the current context. This is a way of including other templates within template. So the template name can be either a variable or a hard-coded quoted string in either a single or double quotes. If we use extend, so the extend tag is the key here. It tells the template engine that this template extends another template. When the template system evaluates this template, first it locates the parent. Okay, so let's just go to the example for a better understanding. For this template inheritance, let's create a new folder. Okay. Let's create a new folder block under the folder templates. And then I'm going to create two HTML files, nav.html and then datetime.html. So first, let's create the block. Okay, in the folder templates, I will like to make a new directory. The directory is block. And then inside this block, there are two files, okay, nav and datetime. Nav and datetime. Now let's take a look on the nav.html and datetime.html. So let's just copy and paste those two. Okay, so for nav.html, I make it simple like this. And then for the datetime.html, can copy this one and then copy to this. Okay. So we will look at that one later. After you have the template inheritance include, so let's look at the views.py. So let's make this function. So in the views.py, let's make a new function. So the function name is today is. And I'm going to get the now, which is the now time now, and then yeah, I would like to get the template which is date time. And let's look at the path. So I would like to call the path as today. So in the urls.py, I will like to make the path. Okay, so if I call today, then it will call this function. Okay, now let's look at the result. The nav.html is the header. And then when I want to create this content, I want to include the header. Okay. So you can see in the date time, why this one go forward. Oh. So in the date time.html, in the body it has one tag which is include. What is include? Okay. We want to include the file nav.html which is in the folder block. So whenever you create a folder in the folder templates, you can just call the folder name and then use the slash and then call the file name like this one. Now, yeah, the other is just applying the template in Django, which is if. So if now, then the current date and time is now. If not, then now variable is not available. So the current scheme is, yeah, we are using the HTTP because the scheme can be FTP, the scheme can be HTTPS and other things. So if you look at the nav.html, the nav.html is a navigation. So nav here is navigation. And then this navigation contain of its ref means it is a link. So if you want to call home, yeah, you will go to this section. So now I make it blank. If you want to go to the blog, so you can go to this section. If you want to make a contact, then you can go to the section. If you want to see the carrier, then you can go to this section. So this is the navigation. And I want to make it clear, I want to distinguish between the content and the navigation. So the content is in the datetime.html. And this is the content. Before the content, I want to include this navigation into this page. So that's the meaning by include. That's why you can see that include is in this datetime.html. And as you can see in the view, we just call datetime.html. So we never call nav.html. Okay, so that's include. Now, what is extend? So we are going to see how the template setting using a base directory. But as far as I know, sorry, this is not the case. So I will not use 2, but I will use 3. Sorry, this is, yeah, I think I make a mistake here. Okay, this is correct. Okay, so let's make another folder. Let's say the folder name is block 2. It is under the folder templates. And then let's make 3 HTML files. So let's make another folder. Let's make another folder, block 2. And then inside the block 2, you need to make 3 files, biz.html, home.html, and block.html. So let's try. I would like to make block.html, and then I would like to make home.html, and then I would like to make biz.html. Okay. Now, let's change the biz.html into this code. The biz.html, you can replace with this code. And then the home.html, you can replace with this code. Home.html. And then block.html, you can replace with this code. So we have 3, which is base, block, and home. Okay. And then now let's look at the function. Okay. The function is home. I'm going to create it into the fuse.py. So I'm making in the fuse.py, I make a new function here. So the function will need to see the settings. Okay, so whenever you create a Django project, remember that the most important part is the setting. So we will learn more about the settings next week. Now I'm just calling the setting, and I want to know where is the location of the setting file. So you know this is the settings.py. So I want to know what is the base directory of this setting. Yeah, now is the time, and then I would like to load this home.html. Okay, and let's make the another function which is about block. So if it is about block, then I will access to this function. If it is about home, I will access to this function. Okay, I have 2 more paths, so I need to define the 2 paths. So I go to URLs, and then I define those 2 paths. If I call home, then I will go to the fuse.home. If I call block, I will go to the fuse.block. Now let's see the result. I'm going to call pulse home. Okay. So it's just the same. Okay. So it seems that include and extends use almost the same result. Okay. Now let's see the difference between include and extend. Should I give this one? Okay. So let's learn one by one about this code. Let's go to the home.html. Sorry. This is base.html. Okay, let's go to the base.html. I will explain more what the block, what does it mean by block. But I'm going to teach you about this URL home. What does it mean by this URL home? We want to go to home, and if we click this one, we will go to the URL home. If we click this one, we will go to the URL block. So where is home? And where is block? It is in the urls.py with the name hook and block. So the name is important. So you need to create the unique name. If the name is duplicated with different path, then Django will show you error. So let's see. I'm going to make this as index. Okay. So we have index here and we have index here. Now let's go to the base and then let me change this to index. So if I run, I can go to home. Okay. Oh, this one is okay. Oh, this one is okay. Oh, good. Oh, actually, this is not okay, but I don't know why the link is okay. I'm not sure in your computer, is it okay? Yeah, if it is different name, it's not okay, but no errors. So strange, I don't know. So if you click the block, it means you will go to the block. Okay? When you click the block, you will go to block page. If you click home, you will go to the home. Okay. But let me restart this. Home. Okay. I'm not sure why this one is okay. This is the URLs. Now, if it is index, it is going to the index. Yeah, an index here. Okay, index is to the hello world. If it is index here, it is good to home. Okay, then I will continue first. Okay, let's see more. I guess I know one of the reason. Yeah. Anyway, this name should refer to the name. Okay. Should refer to the name, and so on. Okay, let me just keep it the same name like this one. Let's see what happens next. Yeah, first is about the tag URL. So you can access the URL. And then next is about the blocks. What does it mean by blocks? So in Django, at least there are three kind of blocks. The first is block for the title. The second is block for the content. And the third is block for the footer. So there are three blocks: title, content, and footer. So the base HTML will remain the same, while the contents will be depending on the HTML tag. So if I have the block title, okay, if I have the block title, so I will check what is inside this one. So this is the meaning by when I explain this one. So the template name can be either a variable or hard-coded string. So in this case, I'm giving the hard-coded. Okay, this is a string. So this is a string that I want to print. But what about the content? I make it blank. Why it is blank? So we will see later. The footer, I make it string. So this is footer. So what happened to this content? So the content is in the different HTML file. So the previous one is base. Now I'm going to go to the home.html. In the home.html, at the first line, it shows that it extends the base.html in the folder block2. And you will see that this is the content of block content. What does it mean? So this content will be here. Okay. So the block content, what is inside this home.html, what is in between this block content will be shown in this page. It means the navigation part will keep the same, the footer will be the same, but the only difference will be the block content. So if I click to the home, okay, if I click to home, then the header will be the same, the footer will be the same, but the content will be the same. So if you know the content here is about now, is about the time. So if it is the current time, then you will just print it. If not, then now variable is not available. So the current scheme, we know what this scheme is HTTP, and then base directory. Base directory means the directory that we use for the setting the keyword. So if you look at this one, okay, the base directory is this one. It means this is the place that I use to save the project. Now I move to the second file, which is block.html. So in the block.html, again, it extends the base.html. And after it extends the base.html, so I'm going to declare the content that will be used in our website. So the content will be only name. This is a blog written by the writer, and then we want to print welcome and enjoy. So writer means the blog. Yeah, we have the writer. So the writer is in the function block. So writer is winner. So whenever we want to call this one, we will go to the block, and this block will be called from the base.html. Okay. So now can you distinguish between include and extends? Okay. I hope it's not that confusing about the extend and include. For now, I'm just using the string for the block footer and for the block title. So we will check more with another example for this extend and include. Okay, let me stop here. Let's have a break. Okay, I will continue the break.